Gemini, for your next major love relationship. So we'll have a look and see what kind of connection this is that's coming forward, and anything we can sort of learn about this relationship, about the nature of this connection, what you can sort of expect as well. So we'll jump into it. I don't want to blab on too much. We'll jump into it and see what comes up in the cards. Gemini, this relationship that's coming in around you. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Okay, this is very powerful. There's a lot of aces next to this person. It came up with the Ace of Swords here. You've got the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. I definitely feel like this person might come and go in your life, okay? Aces signify new chapters, yes, but the fact that so many have come up, Gemini, you might even have 3 attempts at this relationship, okay? You might be back and forth. They might come out of your life. They may come in the future as well. So that's, I mean, they might have been in and out of your life already. Maybe that's what the cards are telling us, but it could definitely be that they might be in and out somehow, okay? But the Ace of Pentacles is here. This is earth energy, and the Ace of Pentacles shows that there's an ability for this relationship to be quite steady. So I'm seeing there is potential here. It's not going to come without obstacles, as with most relationships, but this is a beautiful symbol here that there is a possibility to have something long-term and something consistent with this person. Now, it's either they will want consistency with you, or they might want to get into a routine with you fairly quickly into this relationship here. But I do feel like this person does want a long-term relationship. I don't feel like they're undecided. I don't feel like they just want to fling. I feel like they'll want something quite serious with you, okay? So I like what that represents. Again, it's divine intervention here, so this is the hand of God. I definitely feel you'll be steered in the right direction, or you might receive a lot of signs, symbols, and synchronicities around this kind of connection. But the Ace of Pentacles can also symbolize the Sun here, and the Sun is all about individuality, okay? The Sun is all about the self, the inner child, the self-appearance, self-growth, the internal self. So I don't know if this is a relationship where you're going to individualize yourself more, or it's important that you might need to maintain individuality and identity, and still do other things or have other distractions and just individualistic characteristics or hobbies, something like that when the two of you form this relationship. That could be what it could symbolize. It can also symbolize that some of you might move in together, you might end up sharing an asset, or there could be the physical realm, monetary realm involved in this relationship somehow, which again, aces point to major milestones in love, which make me think or make me feel hopeful about what this person can offer you and the sort of relationship you can have together. There is burdensome energy though, okay? With the Ten of Wands, he carries a very hard task or burden or secret or something that's quite heavy, okay? I don't know if this is you harboring something, Gemini. I don't know if this is them, but it might end up affecting the relationship somehow. You know, the Wands can be seen as pressure, and I say heaviness because he carries the 10. He's hunched over. He hasn't lost them yet, but it looks like they're almost slipping under the towards the surface of the ground here. So I feel like there'll be a need to offload either pressure on this person or offload the burden or baggage of some kind. I don't know if you're going to hit them with something hard here, or it's vice versa, and they might do this for you or to you, Gemini, but I feel like with fire energy, these Wands could definitely point to burdens in the relationship and pressure. Either pressure for pacing, pressure to move things forward, pressure to be conformist or non-conformist, whatever sort of person this is, whatever it is they're expecting, or perhaps whatever it is that you're expecting. You might notice these sorts of things come up, okay, with the Ten of Wands. Maybe more so if you're dealing with a fire sign here. I mean, I don't really want to pigeonhole it to assign it to certain signs. I feel like the fact that the Ten of Wands is coming does show this isn't going to be an easy relationship. Now, when things are heavy, that means they mean a lot to us. That means we care about them enough for them to weigh us down or impact or influence us, which shows there's going to be a lot of care between the both of you. but there's some sort of heaviness that you're living with, or it's going to affect the relationship somehow. And maybe you'll need to offload some things. Maybe you'll need to share something you've never shared with another person. Maybe you'll need to expose things about yourself, or they'll need to disclose things, personal things about themselves to get things going. And look, I don't know if that pressure, because it's the number 10, it's the end of a cycle, and we go back to the number 1. I don't know if that's going to be an ending. And I say that, or I don't know if that pressure is going to lead to a breakup or a minor separation between the both of you, or some sort of disconnection in the relationship. I say that because he sits in between the aces here. So really, he is what's getting in the way of the aces. He also breaks the aces apart. So I don't know if this is applicable for some of you watching, that something might get too heavy or too much, and it might break the two of you up. But I have a feeling that you'll come back together. There's a strong energy here of reuniting with this person. And even if it's you pulling away, even if it's them pulling away, maybe spending weeks, months at a time not talking to each other, but then reuniting with that Ace of Wands here, which is all about opportunity, seizing opportunity when the time is ripe, when the time is ready, when you are both ready. Now, because that's come up here, gems, I'm inclined to believe that you will be reunited. The Ace of Wands shows that this person will always, you'll always strike when the opportunity is there in this relationship, whether you or them. You'll always feel the need to strike, okay, to act on things that are important, to adhere to things, to take opportunity when it arises. It also points to a lot of lust, okay, can be sometimes seen as a phallic symbol here. So sexually, there could be a lot of sexual compatibility. There could be a very strong physical attraction, and maybe that's, you know, that lust, that infatuation you'll have for each other, which I think you'll get involved in quite quickly upon meeting and connecting. To see that Ace of Wands here, I definitely feel like that the physical component will be one of your strong points in the relationship. Because there's fire, okay? This is a very passionate relationship, or one that stirs a fire in the belly. So there's obviously something here. It's either this person, you know, gets your blood boiling, they might get your juices flowing, they might really get you going in some way, at least, here, gems, without being crude. And the fact that that's coming up here can definitely point to that sort of being one of your strengths in the connection. But you'll see a new side of yourself, I feel, and vice versa. They could see a new side of themselves here too, because you're trying new things here. Fire is adventuristic energy. It likes a challenge. It's dominant. It's intense. So yes, it could point to this relationship being full of adventure and sexual compatibility and emotional intensity. Absolutely. But it could also point to you doing things that will take you out of your comfort zone. For some of you, you might be letting go completely, okay, with this person. It's almost like you'll say, I'm going to give them the chance to hurt me, but not in a bad way. I mean it in, I want to try new things. I want to be more open. I want to feel new things. And in the process, you're going to open up doors where there were previously walls, Gemini. So there's a lot of openness and thinking outside of the box, and a lot of new things that's going to be attached to this relationship here. Some of you might even do a lot of traveling with this person, especially if they're a foreign lover or bilingual, or they're not from where you are from. I do feel like some of you are definitely might at some point have a long distance relationship where travel or movement between the two of you, again, back and forth energy sort of prominent here. So I don't know if there's going to be a lot of that. Or in future, you might end up having to be long distance with this person for one reason or another, for some time or another, whether it's for a brief amount of time or for extended periods of time as well. So I thought I would mention that also, okay? But look, for the most part, beautiful reading. If you were after a private reading with me, please feel free to email me.